Moving the legalization, which we all favor, we got to remember there are sick people who depend on this plant for their medicine. We can't forget those people. We can't leave those people behind in the name of short-sighted profits. We can't force medical patients to pay the same prices and the same taxes that recreational users of marijuana pay. We've had legal medical marijuana here in Washington State for 17 years. This is a very progressive state with a very proud history of progressive politics. We need to remember the afflicted. We need to remember the sick as we go forward this heady new atmosphere of marijuana legalization. Everybody's excited. Everybody knows that there's a green rush. Everybody knows some money is there to be made. That's all good. There's nothing wrong with capitalism if you don't tread on the sick to make your money. You got to take care of your sick people. We got to be a real community. We got to be real human beings. We got to remember what it's all about. And there are more important things than the bottom line, brothers and sisters. There are more important things than profits. Once you've looked into the face of a patient who has experienced the healing power of the cannabis plant, once you've looked into a cancer patient who has been given up on by conventional medicine, once you see this person that has been made well again and been able to get rid of this disease from his or her body, they've been able to do this without the aid of pharmaceutical poisons. They've been able to do this without the aid of conventional medicine. You don't forget the lesson that you learn when you see that sight, brothers and sisters. You don't forget those faces. You don't forget the tears running down those family members' faces. They still have that person in their lives. They didn't lose this person. Conventional medicine says there's no hope. Cannabis says there is hope. Conventional medicine says that we're based on profits and we're going to see how much we can make off your disease. The cannabis community says we're here to help each other and we'll do all we can to make sure the cancer doesn't get anybody.
Yes.
We got to remember these things are important. Some things are more important than profits. We have some people in the Washington legislature that have forgotten this. We have 60 people in the House of Representatives that forgot this and voted for SB 5052. We got 36 senators who forgot this and voted for SB 5052. These people need to be reminded that there are more important things than profits. This community, if we're going to be real with each other, and if we're going to be real human beings, and if we're going to have kindness and compassion in our hearts, we have to remember the sick and the dying. We have to remember to take care of those who need the cannabis plant for medicine. Now, as wonderful as partying is, I'd be the last guy to tell you not to, because I've been doing it now for 38 years. But you got to remember the sick people, always. They need it for medicine. They don't need to pay $20 a gram. They don't need to pay 37% tax. They don't need to pay recreational store prices. We have a real community of medical marijuana patients and caregivers here in Washington State. This community takes care of its own. It's been doing so for 17 years. It doesn't need these 502 rules to tell us we can't share medicine with each other anymore. What kind of bullshit is that, brothers and sisters? We can share our medicine with each other.
Yes! Woo!
In a community based on sharing, you don't come in and say it's illegal now to share with each other. We can't let them do this to each other. If this makes you as upset as it makes me, if you agree that we've got to take care of the patients, then you will join with me in fighting implementation of SB 5052. There's a group met yesterday in Olympia called the Vipers Club, and they are fighting for you. If you're a medical marijuana patient, if you love a medical marijuana patient, if one is in your family, they are fighting for your rights to cultivate this plant. They are fighting for your rights to be a self-sufficient person and to be empowered and in charge of your own medical care. Now, Big Pharma is more than happy to sell you pharmaceutical poisons. They're more than happy to sell you chemo and radiation. In many cases, those treatments kill more patients than they save. But with cannabis oil, with full extract cannabis oil, we know that we can save these patients and so many others. There are so many elements because you have these endocannabinoid receptors all over your body. Cannabinoids are naturally present in the human body without smoking any pot. The reason that pot works is because it matches the receptors that are already built into your brain for a substance that is naturally present in your body. Nothing could be better for you. Nothing could be more natural. The cannabis plant is part of the heritage of the human species. It is your birthright. It is your heritage. Never let any government, never let any law come between you and this plant. The cannabis plant belongs to the people A free people is able to grow its own cannabis. A free people are able to possess cannabis. We don't need anyone's permission. We need to remind those people in power that they aren't in charge of our medical care, that we get to make those kinds of lifestyle decisions for ourselves. I would encourage everybody to have fun today, and when the time comes to stick up for patients, remember, patients are important. People's lives are important. People are more important than profits. Support the patient community. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Muchly appreciated. The conversation starts here, ladies and gentlemen, right here in this park, and it doesn't end here. We want you to take this conversation home with you, discuss it with your families, and definitely get involved. Call your representatives. There's a lot of stuff going on in Olympia that we need to pay attention to, and we need to take action on, but we also need you to be equally as involved.
Okay.
So,